Hello, good evening, and welcome to round 7 of the North American Grand Prix Thursday night Assetto Corsa League, live from the Mugello circuit in Mugello, Tuscany, Italy. The Autodromo Internazionale del Mugello features fast, sweeping corners and substantial elevation changes, all within the picturesque backdrop of the Italian wine country. Taking a look back at last week's race, Brad Maris took home his second win of the season after a stellar performance at Road America. Maris began his night on pole position, edging out John Ludden by a mere 0.2 of a second. Maris then backed up his qualifying performance by quickly getting out to an early lead at the drop of the green flag and never looking back, never relinquishing the lead. Maris led all 38 laps, earning maximum points for round 6. John Ludden finished second, 15 seconds behind Maris, while Al Merriman took home third and closing out the podium finishers. As we head into round 7, John Ludden maintains his lead in the Drivers' Championship, 24 points ahead of second place Jeremy Bryant. Meanwhile, in the Team Championship, Suspect Speed Racing clings to an 18-point advantage over Robbers Dog Racing for the top spot. Mugello's fast and tricky second sector is sure to challenge the competitors this evening. We're expecting another great race here in GT. We invite you to join the NAGP League this evening for complete coverage of tonight's event from Mugello. The racing begins with 25 minutes of open qualifying, followed immediately afterwards by the 250-kilometer race. Please stay tuned. Welcome you back to live coverage of the Round 7 NAGP GT2 League, live from Mugello. We go out on track early on with your last week's race winner, Brad Maris, as he is out on his warm-up lap. We've got approximately 23 minutes of qualifying session still left to go. So we follow Brad Maris around the Mugello circuit here in Mugello, Italy. Brad Maris looking to three-peat this week, as we spoke to him just a little bit earlier, and he's ready to go for tonight. He says that the car is hooked up. He's Confident that his race engineering team have done the best that they could with that Ferrari 458, and this looking mighty speedy around here, very racy, as Brad works his way through these technical areas and hitting those apexes spot on. Brad Maris now coming through the 10 and 11 Palagio complex. Oh, the car gets a little bit squirrely there. Now, Brad Maris is carrying around with him some success ballast from last week. So certainly going to throw off the balance of the car a little bit. But like I said, he is confident that his crew chief did the best that he could with the setup of the car, and it looks to be hooked up, set up real nice here. So Brad Maris out to an early lead with a 158, and is going to better that time with a 145.90. Excellent running for Brad Maris. We now take it to John Ludden. John Ludden, your points leader in the driver championship here at the Season 2 Assetto Corsa League. Now, John Ludden also carrying around 90 kilograms of ballast on that car and still has it hooked up. Andrew Werner now jumping out to the top spot. 20 minutes of qualifying left to go, and it looks like we have a really close battle going on between Andrew Werner and Brad Maris, both with a 145.98. Ian Jolicoeur now jumping up to the third spot. Ian with a 146.23. Well, we were hoping to have that overlay ready for you guys this week. It looks like it doesn't want to be working this week for us. We will have to find out what is going on. With our files. So we apologize that we do not have the same stream that we had from last week going on. Taking a look at Ronnie Nunez. Ronnie running a 147.79, currently in 9th place. Recall Ronnie Nunez and Alfonso were in a heated battle last week. They were nose to tail pretty much the entire race. We brought you all that live coverage. David Poole now putting up his best lap of a 145.9 as Ronnie takes it off track. Here comes Mike Greatrix. So David Poole's time now moving him up into the second spot. And has now split Jeremy Bryant and Andrew Werner, your previous top two contenders. 17.5 minutes left to go in this qualifying session. So Jeremy Bryant, you're a provisional pole sitter right now with a 1:45.48. Out on the track with Johnny McIntyre. So your current running order for this session, with 16 and a half minutes left to go: Jeremy Bryant, David Poole, Andrew Werner, Brad Maris, Ian Jolicoeur, John Ludden, Al Merriman sitting in 7th with a 1:46.782. Parsons jumping up with a 1:47 flat. We take it to the track with Carlos De La Torre driving the Aston Martin Vantage GT3. Carlos currently sitting in 15th with a 1:48.898. Mike Greatrix up in 14th with a 1:48.398. John Wathen with a 1:47.972. Jack Ivey with a 1:47.915 sitting pretty in 12th. Bjorn Heyman with a 1:47.748. And Brad Maris carrying around an extra 40 kilos of ballast in that car after last week's win, takes it back out to the track with 15 minutes left to go. He's going to give it his best to try and take that pole position back. He's currently sitting in 4th with a 1:45.980. And Jeremy Bryant now ups the ante with a 1:44.800. So Jeremy Bryant first to dip into the 1:44s. No doubt Brad Maris took it in, and his crew might have emptied out that gas tank, gave him about 3 laps worth of fuel to get around this track on a hot lap as quickly as he can. Oh, and Brad takes it way off. That's not going to help his cause here. Your current pole sitter, Jeremy Bryant. Take a look inside the cockpit of Jeremy Bryant. Cockpit cam. We do have a new driver here with us tonight, Nick QC, trying to get a hot lap, and he is driving the other Viper SRT here tonight at Mugello, the number 91, as he makes his way around this circuit, trying to lay down a hot lap, get some scoring and timing in. I did watch Nick earlier on during practice, and I gotta say that he was looking very racy around this circuit, posting up really fast lap times. That Viper was looking hooked up with a lot of grunt coming out of these sharper corners through the technical areas. We're just gonna have to see how he makes do now as he comes on to the start-finish straight. We will stay on board with Nick QC. See what type of lap he's going to post up. Things get a little bit different when you're actually out here in the quali sessions. Alfonso Rodriguez jumps up to the 5th spot with a 146.192. Nobody here yet has been able to match the pace of Jeremy Bryant with a 144.800. So it looks like Nick is making his way through turn 13 Biondetti and into the long hairpin of Buccine. That's turn number 14, as he has to work that steering wheel really hard to try and keep it on track. And Nick will come across that start-finish line. He'll post up his first qualifying lap of a 150 flat. That's good enough for 19th. I did see Nick post up some 148s earlier during practice, and hopefully he'll get there again. Jack Ivey in the number 75 Stevenson Chevy Camaro, the Beast as I call it. Jack takes it off into the kitty litter. Out on track with Alfonso Rodriguez driving the BMW M3 GTR. Oh, he takes it way wide and gets off into the grass. He's going to have to pull it off. John Ludden currently qualified in 7th with a 146.410. And I remind you again, John Ludden carrying around 90 kilos of ballast on that Nissan GTR. Not an easy task, boy. I gotta tell you, he's been out here since early, out on track practicing, getting that set up just right for tonight's race. And his crew was doing a lot of work, making sure that that car could handle all the extra and added weight that it's carrying around here and still try and be competitive. And he is letting it all hang out with a 7th place best effort so far, a 146.410. Oh, and John taking it off just about where everybody else has been doing so. John Wathen driving a Porsche 911. Andrew Werner currently sitting in 3rd with a 145.976. Ian Jolicoeur racing out of Canada, currently sitting in 5th spot with a 146 flat. On an out lap, trying to get another hot lap done. We've got 8 minutes 15 seconds of qualifying left to go. Matt Taylor with us tonight, driving the number 1 Liqui Moly Audi R8 GT3 car. Matt Taylor also carrying 40 kilograms in that car due to the extended absence, it would seem. So penalty ballast for Matt Taylor. On board with David Poole as he takes it through Casanova, through turn number 8. Fifth gear sweeper making use of all the track surface that he possibly can. As we see a Camaro and a Porsche pulled off to the side of the track. David Poole now pulling it off the track after he makes it up into second. David Poole with a best of 145.892. Out on track with Aaron Parsons. Aaron Parsons sub-driving tonight for our gentleman driver Moises Caraballo, who unfortunately got called away with work duties. Real life matters always take precedence over our fun hobbies. But Aaron Parsons, no doubt, having to carry around some extra ballast weight, putting in a best effort lap time of a 1:47 flat, sitting in 9th. We take you on board the BMW. Now, if you know anything about Aaron Parsons, you'll know that he is one of the top contenders in the Monday Night GT2 League. This is a man, a driver that on any given night can just lay the smack down. And if memory serves me right, he took away a win this past Monday. Ronnie Nunez now jumping up into the second spot on 145.498. That is a fantastically fast lap. Ronnie Nunez stated in his post-race interview last week, hopefully he'll be contending for a top spot this week, and it looks like he's going to make good on that word as he now currently and provisionally sits up in second. We still got a little over 3 minutes left to go of some really good qualifying. Parsons with a 147.143. Not a good enough for any improvement. He's going to give it one more go. Mr. Untouchable Jeremy Bryant. Bjorn Heyman is currently sitting in 14th. His best lap at 147.685. Sorry about that, folks. inadvertently hit something that was not supposed to. So Thomas Schubeck, you will note, has not put in a qualifying lap. Thomas Schubeck has a no qual tonight for an altercation that happened last week on track. It was not intentional. However, the penalty was handed down that he would suffer a no qual this week. So Tom Schubeck's going to have to start from the back of the pack tonight. As we wind it down, 1 minute left to go. David Poole currently sitting in 5th. Alfonso Rodriguez with a great qualifying run. Provisionally in 4th right now. And here is the man, your P2 qualifier, Ronnie Nunez, driving the Viper SRT. Very powerful vehicle, very powerful car in this car pack, and he's just making good use of all that power. He is sitting up in 2nd. He's going to take it wide. And that'll this qualifying run, and that is the end of qualifying as the checkered flag with just 10 seconds now comes out. So we will now bring up our P tracker with just, let's see here, that is the end of qualifying. Yeah, so qualifying is done. So Jeremy Bryant going to take the pole position with a 144.80. Ronnie Nunez in 2nd with a 145.5. Andrew Werner takes 3rd. Alfonso Rodriguez 4th, and David Poole will round out your top 5 as we switch over to the race session now. Continuing through the starting order, Brad Maris will be starting in 6th, John Ludden in 7th, Ian Jolicoeur 8th, Al Merriman in 9th, and Aaron Parsons rounds out the top 10. John McIntyre with a good run in 11th, Bjorn Heyman in 12th, Mike Greatrix 13th, John Wathen will start 14th, Jack Ivey will start 15th, Nick QC will start in 16th, Carlos De La Torre will start 17th, Matt Taylor in 18th, and Tom Schubeck will round out the field in 19th. So there you have it. As the field gets ready to go, race countdown. "45 seconds. Till the lights come on. We've got a question in the chat room from Ron Paul. We've got Robert's Dog Racing is racing for Nismo. That is John Ludden and Bjorn Heyman. And the lights come on. Try to make this as seamless as possible. And they are off. As this whole gaggle of cars comes to turn one, Jeremy Bryant gonna hold on to that lead. Ronnie Nunez will hold on to second. Oh, we've got some cars that just went off on turn one. David Poole, Alfonso Rodriguez, unfortunate recipients of something that happened there, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, they've got to be not happy about this. We are currently on board with Matt Taylor. Looking up ahead, we're going to take it a little further up. Aaron Parsons chasing down Al Merriman, chasing down Johnny McIntyre as he goes around Johnny Mac. Johnny Mac losing a position to both Merriman and Parsons now. Now we've got a vicious four-way battle as Bjorn Heyman now joins the foray. So this is a four-way battle. For 8th right now is Al Merriman. I'm sorry, for 9th is Al Merriman, currently sitting in 9th. John Ludden in 8th. Ian Jolicoeur chasing down Brad Maris. He's going to get some pull off of him. Whoa! Ian Jolicoeur missing, completely missing his braking point and taking it off into the kitty litter. Brad Maris in 4th, Andrew Warner in 3rd. Now Nunez currently sitting in 2nd. Ronnie Nunez putting on a great show here tonight. Well, the one overlay that does work is the fact that we can show you how many laps have been completed. So 2 laps are down. And these drivers right now are working on lap number 3. Your race leader, Jeremy Bryant, with a distinct advantage, no wait, and a properly set up Ferrari 458. This guy is the one to watch here tonight. Pit strategies are going to be all important, I can tell you that much. I wish I knew why this was just not working. Let's see if we can get it to work a different way, because maybe I can get things looking a little bit different here. So we will at least have the streaming down at the bottom for you. Now I'm sorry that the letters are and the numbers are cut off there. I am not exactly sure why it's cut off. I'm trying to get the alignment right here, and doesn't seem to be wanting to work for me, so we can at least give you the running orders and the gaps. So, again, your race leader, Jeremy Bryant, we're going to go ahead and take it back to the battles that are happening elsewhere. As we see that Alfonso Rodriguez has disconnected from the server, not having a good night. Ronnie Nunez getting back by John Ludden, I'm sorry, by Andrew Werner. David Poole already succumbing to the leaders getting by him, and Jeremy Bryant and Ronnie Nunez have put David Poole a lap down. Now this is very unusual. We do not typically see David Poole go a lap down this early in the race. We did see that David Poole suffered some serious damage along with Alfonso Rodriguez. There may have been a coming together going into turn 1. San Donato, I'm sorry that I didn't catch that, folks, but I'm sure that we will get the scoop sometime after the race to find out what the heck happened. Aaron Parsons now in 7th spot. And we've got a team battle going on between John McIntyre and Matt Taylor, the two Audi R8s. Taylor with a little bit of a run on his partner is going to take it on the outside. They go side by side. Woo, into turn 14. That is just downright dangerous. So Matt Taylor is going to inherit a spot there. As Matt Taylor now moving up into the 9th spot. Johnny Mack not letting him get too far away. Tom Schubeck currently running in 11th. If you recall and you were watching, you know that Thomas Schubeck had to serve a no qualifying penalty for an on-track altercation that he endured last week. And as is typical, Thomas Schubeck, John Wathen, these guys do battle week after week here at NAGP. And so John Wathen putting forth his best effort, trying to not let Tom Schubeck get too far away. 11th and 12th respectively. We're going to take it back a little bit in the field right now. Jack Ivey currently running 13th. And Ian Jolicoeur running 14th after having an off. Put him down at the back of the field. So Ian Jolicoeur getting past Jack Ivey, so Jolicoeur now makes his way up into the 12th spot, taking 12th away from Jack Ivey. So your race leader, Jeremy Bryant, out there putting down some fast laps. His fastest lap this session, a 1:47.37. I think we got it figured out. For those of you that are watching the broadcast live, we now have the entire text showing. So no more of the letters and numbers being chopped off. So Jeremy Bryant currently working lap number 7. And Ronnie Nunez just 3 seconds back. Andrew Werner about 7 seconds back. So still a good show going on out front. Have to give credit where credit is due. Ronnie Nunez stated in his post-race interview on the forums that this week he was hoping to challenge for a top spot. So here he is, Ronnie Nunez, driving the number 91 Dodge Viper SRT, running in second. A great showing here for Ronnie Nunez. So now we've got Andrew Werner, Brad Maris, and John Ludden in a three-way battle for third. And we're going to have to take it and stay here for a little bit. Oh, Nick, so sorry to hear that your computer crashed. I see that you posted up on the chat room there that your computer crashed. We're so sorry about that. So it looks like right now Brad Maris is content to just put a lot of pressure on Andrew Werner. Brad Maris, our resident driving instructor here at the NAGP. He runs the driving school here at North American GP. For those of you that are watching or that will watch the repeat broadcast, if you guys like what you see, this is the man to come and see about learning how to drive faster right here. Brad Maris had a spectacular win last week. Last week he just laid the gauntlet down, led from the green flag to the checkered flag, never relinquished the lead, not even during the pit rotations. And here we see him with 40 kilos of success ballast, putting that heavy pressure on Andrew Werner driving the Corvette C6R. Ron Paul, lots of pressure for the front pack. And you know what, not just the front pack, we get this type of racing going on from the front to the back on most weeks. Last week was absolutely spectacular. So Al Merriman currently running in 6th. He's going unchallenged right now. Aaron Parsons not too far back, running in 7th. Bjorn Heyman 8th. Matt Taylor in 9th. John McIntyre in 10th. That is your top 10. Ian Jolicoeur, after having been relegated to the back of the pack with an off a little bit earlier, is now starting to make his way through the field. Jack Ivey running in 13th. Mike Gratrix in 14th. Now Mike Gratrix is out there alone. He's pretty much unchallenged at this point. And so your race leader, Jeremy Bryant, out there pretty much right now for the first stint doing a copycat of his teammate Brad Maris last week, laying the gauntlet down and putting on a driving clinic for the rest of the drivers here tonight. Jeremy Bryant looking very racy out there. We're going to take it back a little ways. Ronnie Nunez is in second. David Poole right behind him. However, David Poole is one lap down. And no doubt David Poole is going to play the pit strategy game with these guys here tonight. 10 laps in the books out of a scheduled 47 laps or 250 kilometers, whichever comes first. Absolutely unbelievable what Ronnie Nunez is doing here tonight. Ronnie Nunez, one of the newcomers here at the North American Grand Prix. His debut race was just last week. He ran the middle of the pack. He must have been doing nothing but practicing all week for this event, because here he is up in second place and he's not looking back, not giving any play to anybody. Brad Maris now gets by Andrew Werner for third, so Brad Maris now, even with the 40 kilograms of success ballast, takes over the third spot and now puts his sights on Ronnie Nunez, not wanting him to get too far away. Brad Maris perhaps thinking inside that cockpit, we still have a shot at this. There's a lot of racing still left to go on. I just got to keep it clean and consistent, and the only way to do that is to have clear track out in front of me where I can run the laps the way I'm accustomed to running them. Consistent and fast. So inside the cockpit with Brad Maris on the roll cage cam. Andrew Werner and John Ludden in a heated battle here as well. So this is a battle for fourth. Your current Drivers' Championship leader, John Ludden, driving the Nismo Nissan GTR GT3 car, nearly takes it off track, trying to keep up with Mr. Andrew Werner, the second half of 05 Motorsport. So there's a nice little battle going on here. Al Merriman in 6th, Aaron Parsons in 7th, Bjorn Heyman in 8th, Matt Taylor 9th, Ian Jolicoeur is actually running at 10th, and John McIntyre in 11th. Now, Thomas Schubeck showing some good pace here over John McIntyre. Now, John McIntyre directly ahead here. All Shubes has got to do is just keep it on track, and I think we're going to have a battle for that 11th spot, which in the NAGP League translates into a couple of points. John McIntyre going to bring it in early. End of lap 12, beginning of lap 13. Wow. Not exactly sure. So now Schubeck moves up into the 11th spot. Jack Ivey inherits 12th. And so David Poole, who is a lap down. Oh, Ronnie Nunez taking it wide off will allow David Poole to unlap himself from Ronnie Nunez. Ronnie, you got to keep it on track, man. You got to keep that focus, buddy. You said you wanted to vie for a top position. Here's your opportunity. Just keep it clean and consistent. So now Brad Maris. Brad Maris, believe it or not, is not that far behind Ronnie Nunez. So Brad about 3 seconds back, 4 seconds back. Little fluctuation between how much time is actually elapsed between second and third place, but we're going to keep it here with Brad Maris right now because Brad is on a hot streak here at the Thursday night NAGP Racing League. And he and Jeremy Bryant, they have just been tearing up the circuits. And they have proven themselves in terms of at least the championship standings to be a force to be reckoned with. Now John Ludden, who is currently running in 5th, keeps the points advantage because of what he's doing on an individual basis. Even though Robert's Dog Racing is currently sitting in 2nd, 18 points back from Suspect Speed Racing. But John Ludden currently maintaining a 24-point lead over Suspect Speed Racing's Jeremy Bryant. So it looks like Ronnie Nunez got himself together and has now taken off again because that gap is starting to open again. Now, we're going to take it up to Ronnie Nunez because Ronnie Nunez, I believe, is catching your leader. And we have here, folks, a battle for the lead. So, Ron Paul, good question on how does the scoring system in the league work. If you head over to NorthAmericanGP.com, if you do not have an account, sign up. You can get into our forum, and if you go to the Thursday Night Assetto Corsa League, you will see just what the scoring system is. But let's take a look here. We're on board this battle right now with your top 2 drivers. So the way the points are scored here at the North American Grand Prix, you get 24 points for the win, 1 point for pole, 1 point for most laps led. So the most any one driver in a night can earn in terms of points is 26. That is what we saw last week with Brad Maris, who took the pole, took the win, and led all 38 laps. Second place is 20 points, third place 18, fourth is 16, fifth gets 14 points, and 12 for sixth, 10 for 7, 9 for eighth, 8th for ninth, 7 points for 10th, and then it runs down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the top 16 positions are your points paying positions. Anything beyond that, like I said, you could score a point for pole and a point for most laps led and still finish outside the points. So on board with Ronnie Nunez. Ronnie Nunez desperately trying to catch Jeremy Bryant. So we are now approaching the pit window for most of these drivers that want to have a short first stint and a long second stint. And of course that all depends on how you've got your car set up. So now Brad Maris closing that gap to Ronnie Nunez once again. So your leaders have yet to pit. We know that 1, 2, and 3 are still out there. Werner in 4th and John Ludden in 5th, still in that heated battle. John Ludden unable to put the pass on Andrew Werner. Carrying around 90 kilos, that's like having a whole other person inside that race car. Al Merriman running in the 6th spot. So Al pretty much unchallenged right now. We'll see how things shake up after the pit rotations, but we are going to see. Aaron Parsons having all sorts of trouble coming out of the pit lane. Here's your race leader, Jeremy Bryant. Race leader and P2 battling it out, and Brad Maris not too far behind. So here's a great battle for the lead, and I'll tell you that Ronnie Nunez not too far behind your race leader, Jeremy Bryant. Ronnie carried around a one-time penalty ballast last week of 40 kilos for it being his first race and coming in the middle of the season, or shortly thereafter, the middle of the season. And he's got no weight on that car here tonight, so the advantage is to Nunez to do as best as he can here tonight. And the battle continues to rage on between Werner and Ludden. Merriman out there unchallenged. Bjorn Heyman in 7th. Looks like Matt Taylor, Jolikor are running close together, and Thomas Schubeck seems to have just put the moves on Jack Ivy for 10th now. On board with Jack Ivy, driving the beast, the Camaro. Jack Ivy also racing out of Canada, not too far from the CTMP track, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, formerly known as Mosport. Oh, and it looks like Schubeck takes it a little wide, gives the opportunity to Ivy to get by. Nice clean move. So Ivy takes back the 10th position. No doubt that Tom Schubeck is going to want that spot back. Parsons currently running in the 12th spot. Graytrix in 13th and David Poole in 14th. So up front, that battle rages on for the top spot. Ronnie Nunez trying to put his best foot forward and put all kinds of pressure on Jeremy Bryant. Boy, and I think Jeremy Bryant may have been trying to play a little bit of peekaboo with Ronnie Nunez, getting real close to that pit line. Maybe give the impression that he was headed into the pits, but Nunez didn't bite, if that's the case. So through the turn 2-3 complex and down this short straight to Matarasi, which is turn number 4. Little bit of a short shift there from Ronnie Nunez. On board this battle, as Nunez not letting Bryant get away. Don't know, but Jeremy Bryant might be white-knuckling it inside that cockpit, perhaps wondering to himself, what do I have to do to shake this Viper? No matter what he does, he is just not able to shake it. 20 laps complete. They are working on lap number 21. I'm sorry, 19 laps complete. you have it, 20 laps complete. Now working on lap number 21. Battle rages on for that first spot. Jeremy Bryant holding the lines, his lines a little more consistently, as we see that the gap is starting to open between he and Ronnie Nunez. Into Savelli they go. Brad Merris still in third, last week's winner. He put on a show here. Yes, he put on a show last week here at NAGP. So we see that John Ludden now gonna try and make that outside move stick. Is it gonna work? You gotta know where your opponent is, and they are still side by side with the advantage going to Ludden. Ludden is gonna go ahead and make that pass stick. John Ludden up into fourth, Andrew Werner down into fifth, and now John Ludden perhaps is stating, now it's my time. Before this stint is over, I need to gain this spot, get into the pits and out as quickly as I can. I see double stinted tires happening here tonight. I see double stinted tires happening here tonight. And so Al Merriman sitting back in sixth right now, going unchallenged and not challenging anyone at the moment. We've got 21 laps in. They are working on completing lap number 22. Bjorn Heyman running in seventh. One half of Robbers Dog Racing. Currently in the team championships, they are sitting second. Jack Ivey sitting in eighth. Tom Schubeck in ninth. Ian Jolicoeur is running 10th. Mike Ratrix in 11th. Oh, Aaron Parsons with an off now, dropping all the way back to the 12th spot. Has to take it off even further to let the leaders by. And Parsons might just be calling it a night. Not exactly sure, but yep. Is he going to make his way back out on track? I don't know. Did he suffer a puncture? We do not know what is going on with Aaron Parsons. Larson's now sitting in 13th, losing one spot. So it looks like you're Ronnie Nunez in the pits. And Ronnie wasting absolutely no time getting on the throttle and out the pit road. So let's see what the running order is currently. Jeremy Bryant still out front. Brad Maris now in second. John Ludden in third. Al Merriman. And then Ronnie Nunez comes out of that pit rotation in fifth. Now, considering where he pitted on lap number 23. He has certainly got enough fuel and tire if he took on fresh rubber to make it to the end and perhaps mount a challenge for one of the top spots here tonight. So your race leader now coming into pit, Brad Maris also coming into pit. Oh, Brad nearly getting into the wall. John Ludden, who has inherited third, is now also coming into the pits. So Al Merriman will also come into the pits. So this now gives Ronnie Nunez, based on his gap of 20 seconds, oh boy, we got to see how this shaped. Brad Maris is out and Jeremy Bryant is out. So these guys jumped Ronnie in the pits. They're all on fresh rubber. Oh, Ronnie taking it wide. Don't do that, buddy. Keep it on track. You're going to have your work cut out for you now. As Suspect Speed Racing now running a 1-2 in this race for the second stint. But I have to say that the pace and the power advantage do go to Ronnie Nunez. But I'll tell you this much. Brad Maris is one that can make that Ferrari very, very wide around any circuit. You're not going to get around him easily. So Ronnie Nunez has a lot of his work still cut out for him if he's hoping to get that second spot back. But you can see that Viper is running fast as heck, like a bat out of hell. And Ronnie Nunez not trying to take any shorts, hugging those apexes tight, not leaving anything to chance. So Ronnie Nunez with a slower pit stop than Suspect Speed Racing's Jeremy Bryant and Brad Maris. But it's like I said, I believe that the power advantage is going to go to that Viper. Got ourselves a battle for this second spot right now between Ronnie Nunez and Brad Maris. Ronnie Nunez, nearly loses it. Gives Brad some breathing room, but Ronnie Nunez, the aggressive type driver. Brad Maris, the calculating driver. So we're going to leave this battle here for a moment. Andrew Werner currently running in 5th, trying to chase down John Ludden, driving the Nissan GTR with 90 kilograms of ballast nonetheless. Mike Greatrix, whose partner Marty Uren has not been around on Thursdays for a couple of weeks now. So Marty, if you're out there, come on back. Parsons in 13th. Ian Jolicoeur currently running in 7th. Bjorn Heyman in 8th. Jack Ivey 9th. Thomas Schubeck in 10th. So this is a battle that's going to be shaping up here momentarily within the next few laps. If indeed Thomas Schubeck does have that pace after the pit rotation. So Jeremy Bryant, David Poole still sitting in 11th. Ronnie Nunez in 3rd. So 2 and 3 down the front stretch. So we've got a couple of questions in the chat room. What car is this? And if they're GT1, no, these are GT2 cars that are racing here tonight. And how do we get the different cameras? Well, I am actually in the race session, sitting in the pits in an unused car. So Ronnie Nunez back out to the action on track. Ronnie Nunez driving the Dodge Viper. Suspect Speed Racing right now are currently 1 and 2, with Ronnie Nunez, who was running in 2nd before the pit rotation, now running in 3rd. Trying to play catch up. He's made a few mistakes. What Ronnie needs to do is he needs to settle in, settle down, and just drive the consistent laps that he was driving before, and he'll be okay. John Ludden up in 4th spot. And so John Ludden making the best of this situation as he can with all the weight that he's carrying around. Sitting in fourth. Andrew Werner right behind him. And Al Merriman about 30 seconds back from Andrew Werner. So we're going to cycle it back to the 8th spot. As Schubeck and Jack Ivey now having a battle. It looks like Ivey's going to let it go wide. He's going to go wide to let Schubeck take over that spot. Make him work for it, Jack. So, Jack Ivey gives up that spot to Tom Schubeck. Out front, Jeremy Bryant. Absolute driving clinic here tonight. Has not looked back. He took the pole. He has led every lap from the green light. So we are seeing a copycat repeat here. Should this race finish right now of what Brad Maris, second half of Suspect Speed Racing team, did last week, which was a complete domination from qualifying to the checkered flag. And we are seeing the same here from Jeremy Bryant tonight. Jeremy Bryant set the pole position for tonight's race, has led every single lap from the green light, has not relinquished the lead even during the pit rotation, and is still out in the lead and looking to take home a victory here tonight. Now, the battle is right here for the second spot between P2 and P3. Brad Maris, your last week's winner, and Ronnie Nunez, last week's debut race. This is now his second race with the North American Grand Prix, and he's fighting for a top spot. No doubt an excellent driver, very talented, very skilled at what he's doing. We're going to go on board with him. Ronnie favors the outside lines versus the inner ones, so he is a late apexer. And Miracle Cup, I see your post there that you're looking to do some sort of a charity event. My advice would be that if you are looking for perhaps some guidance or help, reach out to the owner of the North American Grand Prix, which is Al Merriman. You can go to NorthAmericanGP.com and send him a private message through our forums. He goes simply by the name of Al, A-L. You can tell him that I recommend that you reach out to him. I am the Thursday night broadcaster. My name is Ken Rodriguez. And because it is for the community and because it is for a worthwhile cause, I'm sure we'd be more than happy to help. So Ronnie Nunez almost putting the moves on Brad Maris. So Brad Maris, calculating driver, keeping things smooth and steady, consistent. Have a race here for second. But you know, I think I'm gonna start calling Brad Maris the Iceman because of the way that he drives. Ice cold, does not succumb to pressure, wears you down and make you do something stupid. And here they come again. Ronnie Nunez on the outside, being careful not to touch. Ronnie Nunez gonna have the advantage here, but Brad Maris tucks in behind, does not let him get too far away. Brad Maris having to check up on Ronnie Nunez now, so Ronnie gonna take back over second spot, and that puts Ronnie Nunez now just about 12 seconds behind your race leader. And so Ronnie quickly opening up that gap between he and Brad Maris. No doubt the advantage of power going to that Dodge Viper over the Ferrari. The Ferrari, while more nimble on a tight technical track, this track here at Mugello has long sweepers, long straights, and so I gotta say that the advantage goes to the Viper. If you can just drive consistently, he'd probably catch up to the leader before the end of this race. John Ludden carrying around 90 kilograms of ballast on that Nissan GTR, doing a phenomenal job of holding down the 4th spot. Andrew Werner in 5th, Al Merriman in 6th. Al the Boss Merriman, as he is affectionately known here at NAGP. Aaron Parsons sitting in 11th, driving for Moises Caraballo, subbing in for him tonight. Mike Greatrix driving the Competizione P45. Tom Schubeck, Jack Ivey still having that P8 battle going on. So Jack Ivey not letting Tom Schubeck, although he gave the position to Schubeck, Ivey does not want to let him get too far ahead, it seems. Bjorn Heyman sitting in 7th right now as the leaders start coming up on him. And Jeremy Bryant, your race leader, David Poole still 1 lap down to the leader, running in 10th. And Ronnie Nunez trying to catch the leader. Closest battle out on field, still on the lead lap right here between Andrew Werner, John Ludden. Next week we have round 8 at Misano. Same time and same station, 9 p.m. Eastern time. where these boys are going to be putting on yet again another show. Followed by Hockenheim on the 20th, culminating at the Nordschleife. August 27th, the Super Pole event, Super Pole qualifying. Where we then head into a final round on July 3rd. A 3-hour event. Al Merriman sitting in 6th by his lonesome. And now Thomas Schubeck in 7th, who is starting to put a gap between himself and Jack Ivey. And boy, oh boy, looks like that gap to your leaders slowly closing. That gap about 6.5 seconds. So the question is, what is Ronnie Nunez prepared to do? Ronnie Nunez and Team Viper, they have worked hard to prepare all week for this event. The mechanics, the crew chief, all putting forth their best efforts, culminating in a current 2nd position here at Mugello, Italy. This is absolutely incredible what Ronnie, in just his 2nd race at the North American Grand Prix, has been able to accomplish. Make no mistake about it, folks. The NAGP has some of the world's best sim drivers in it, outside of some other sim platforms that, you know, pay big bucks for winners and stuff like that. So we're a free league. We don't charge you to race. It does cost us several $100s a month to keep the server up and running, in the server costs, administrative costs. So we are donation driven on a month-to-month basis. The NAGP League headed into its 8th year. Started in 2007 by Al Merriman and a small group of enthusiasts running the Simbin GTR2 platform, which we still run on Monday nights. A little long in the tooth, yes, but still one of the best sims ever created for league-style racing, at least organized league-style racing. And now Assetto Corsa slowly creeping its way up there in becoming league friendly now with some of the server side admin functions. We're now able to add ballast to the cars. Bjorn Heyman with one of the leaders. Bjorn is going to take it to the inside and slow it down to let Ronnie Nunez by. So Nunez, with excellent pace, has opened up that gap back to 3rd place, Brad Maris. Andrew Werner just holding back, hanging back from where John Ludden's position is. So Andrew Werner battling it out, duking it out with John Ludden. Al Merriman out there all by his lonesome. Tom Schubeck. So your race leader, Jeremy Bryant, out there by himself. Ronnie Nunez in second. Gap of 7.3 seconds from first to second. With 37 laps in, they're working on lap number 38 now. Ronnie Nunez racing for the Dominican contingent here at the NAGP League. Making good use of that Viper SRT. Coming up on the heels of Jack Ivey. For those of you that don't know, Jack Ivey is my former co-host for Thursday nights. And has left the ranks of Thursday night broadcasting to become a race car driver. Boo, you left me alone, Jack. And I'm just kidding. I do this because this is my contribution back to the sim racing community, particularly here at NAGP, for all that they've done for the sim racing hobby as a whole. It is the least that I could do. So the man on the tear right now, Ronnie Nunez, a ways back to Brad Maris. So I can't help but think that Suspect Speed Racing may have indeed double stinted their tires. I'm not sure, but it is very, very possible that they did double stint. So your fourth place car, John Ludden, followed closely by Andrew Werner. Al Merriman in 6th. Tom Schubeck going around the outside of David Poole, or David Poole going around the inside of Thomas Schubeck. There's your race leader, and we got ourselves a battle for the lead here. I'm telling you, these guys at Suspect Speed Racing double stinted their tires. If that's the case, that Viper's just got way too much pace right now, and I know that Ronnie Nunez's pit stop was longer than Suspect Speed Racing's because he came out in 3rd, and boy oh boy, I think Ronnie Nunez is smelling a little bit of victory here. It's possible. He's just got to keep it together. Taking a look down the inside, has to check up as Jeremy Bryant drifts to the center of the track. that was textbook. Six laps to go. 6 laps to go, and we've got a battle for the lead. And this is where we're going to have to keep it. As Jeremy Bryant applies a little bit of late trail braking there, you see the smoke coming off that right rear tire. Lap traffic up ahead is going to play a very important role here. Will these guys just give them the right of way, or if they are in a heated battle for position, boy, it's going to be hard to determine how this is going to turn out. But we've got this incredible battle. Ronnie Nunez, this is his 2nd race with us here, is fighting for the lead of this race and fighting for a win. Jeremy Bryant, a veteran here at the NAGP, has run several seasons here with us in the Assetto Corsa League. Not one to easily go down. This is what we like to see, folks. This is what we like to see. We like to see our newcomers that have talent put it all out on the line there. I'll tell you this much. GTR2 on Monday nights, you don't see this much. Larger grids, you know, in excess of 30 drivers on Monday nights. And typically on Thursday nights, we get about 20, anywhere between 20 to 22 or so drivers. So the league is still evolving, still developing on Thursday nights. We moved away from the GTR2 platform on Thursday nights. We used to run the GT1 class. Those cars have been retired, and this is what we have now, Assetto Corsa, brand new racing platform for us here. 41 laps down, working on lap number 42. Ronnie Nunez taking a little bit wide around that apex. No doubt Jeremy Bryant has got to be feeling the heat of the Viper right behind him. 42 down, 5 to go. More like 4.5 to go. This is where Jeremy Bryant has to make his decision how he's going to carry out these last 4 laps. And it would seem that if Ronnie's pace has not dwindled, Jeremy Bryant is starting to turn the heat up himself as the gap slightly increases between Ps1 and 2. Ronnie taking it wide on that last apex. Don't know why he's taking that Viper so wide. He is losing very precious hundredths of a second to Jeremy Bryant. If he plans on mounting an attack, he's got to make it stick. So we're going to take it up one to Jeremy Bryant, your race leader right now, who has been driving smooth, consistent laps, lap after lap. David Poole just up ahead of your race leaders. Oh, Jeremy Bryant taking the 2 left tires off into the sand a little bit, which now gives Ronnie Nunez an opportunity to get in right behind them. So I was saying, David Poole driving the Haribo Corvette C6R right just ahead of your leaders, and so David Poole, no doubt, wanting to stay out ahead of them, not wanting to get lapped due to their battle. But boy, oh boy, I got to tell you, this racing right here, absolutely incredible. And again, with a wide apex for Ronnie Nunez, and I believe that that's hurting his opportunity to mount a serious battle here. Jeremy Bryant, on the other hand, hugging those apexes tight, driving the race line, smooth lines, consistent lines, textbook perfect. .43 down, 4 laps left to go. Jeremy and Ronnie now just completed lap number 44 of a scheduled 47. So we've got 3 laps left to go. 3 laps left to go. Anything can happen. It could be anybody's race here. But Jeremy Bryant holding those consistent lines. Ronnie Nunez trying to play catch-up right now. There's a visible difference in the 2 driving styles here. It looks like Jeremy Bryant has adapted the consistent manner of Brad Maris driving. That's what I call Brad Maris driving, the smooth, consistent lap after lap. And Ronnie Nunez, the more aggressive driver, where at times that can, you know, it would help, certainly at a track like this. However, hugging those apexes as tight as you can also counts for a lot. And so Ronnie Nunez losing some ground to Jeremy Bryant. Jeremy Bryant now actually gaining some ground on David Poole, who is just up ahead. .45 laps in, 2 laps left to go. race leader Jeremy Bryant led this race from the word go. Has not looked back. He took pole. He's led the most laps. And if he wins this race here tonight, he would have scored the perfect trifecta, 26 points. And we see David Poole is going to start pulling it off. Let those race leaders go by. As David Poole does a little bit of lawn maintenance out here at Mugello. Five laps complete. Working on completing lap number 46. This time by, your race leader Jeremy Bryant will be showed the white flag. This is the final lap as he and Ronnie Nunez make it around the Mugello circuit for one last time tonight. Jeremy Bryant, your pole sitter, race leader, and potential race winner. The perfect trifecta here at the NAGP. As these two drivers now making their way through the elevation changes here at Mugello circuit. We keep it with your race leader. Oh, and Ronnie Nunez will take it wide and thus destroying his chances of mounting a serious attack for the last couple of laps. Not sure what happened to Ronnie. Don't even see him back there anymore. He might have run out of gas. And so, with the light at the end of the tunnel in sight, coming around the final bend for the last time tonight, Jeremy Bryant will take the win here at round 7 Mugello as he is shown the checkered flag and crosses that line. Your race winner, Jeremy Bryant. What a fantastic race. Shows Ronnie Nunez in second. Don't know if that's going to be how it ends. John Ludden will take third, I guess. Jack Ivey coming across in 9th. Al Merriman in 5th. David Poole in 6th. Schubeck 7th. Heyman 8th. Jack Ivey 9th. And that's going to be it, folks. We're going to go ahead and see if we can grab a hold of Mr. Jeremy Bryant. We're going to go ahead and grab him and bring him up here. Jeremy Bryant, this is Ken Rodriguez in the broadcast booth. Do you copy?
Hey, Ken, how's it going?
Jeremy, hey, I've got to say that this has been one spectacular night for you, dude. You know, you took the pole, and from the word go, you never looked back. You led the most laps. You scored the win. So that's the perfect trifecta here at NAGP, man. Tell us how that feels.
Honestly, I'm so happy. I'm like, wow. I didn't think I was going to get a win this soon because these guys are super fast around here at NAGP. So I'm thankful. I don't know if you guys, I didn't lead the most laps, but I made quite a lot of big mistakes. It sucked for my teammate, man. He got disconnected like the last 5 laps. I can't believe it because we would have been 1-3. So all I can say is I'm amazed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to tell you that that battle there for the last, I don't know, 10 or so laps between you and Ronnie Nunez, I don't know how it was that you held him off. Just a quick question. Did Suspect Speed Racing double stint their tires this evening?
Oh no, we did take brand new tires on each stop.
Okay, and you know what? I got to tell you that you guys pitted so quickly, and Ronnie Nunez's pit was perhaps just a little bit slower than yours and Brad's. So you guys came out on top, and I got to tell you, it's a great win. We caught that battle there towards the end. We didn't let it go, and then we just saw when I believe Ronnie may have run out of gas.
No, well, I saw him go off, but that would suck if it did cut on him. So that would totally suck. But it was